ToyTractorTimes.com is a 2016 National Farm Toy Show in Dyersville, Iowa, with Pierce Johnson of Port Edwards, Wisconsin. And Pierce has a really interesting display. We've had some unique ones here. We've got mint and peanuts at the show this year, and this is cucumber harvesting. And this is cucumbers are harvested out of the field and taken and processed to become pickles.
Correct.
And this is exciting to see how the machinery works and what it does to get the cucumbers to the supermarket store as a pickle.
Yep. It was something that I've wanted to do for about 5 years now, and with 3D printing, the technology has finally been there to give me the time between work and home to get the harvesters done and up to standard that I accepted to bring them here. I've got over 12 hours of painting in each harvester. There's GPS globes, there's GPS monitor in the cab, fire extinguisher, a long-handled scraper, box of towels, lunch box, driver, pretty much anything a guy could think of in the cab.
Well, let's take a look at the harvesters. And what brand are they? Who manufactures these?
They're made by Volvo Engineering out of Fremont, Wisconsin, or Fremont, Michigan, rather. And they're custom built to order, and a real one runs about $700,000 a piece.
Well, that's a big investment, especially when you've got 3 going in the field.
Yes.
So I know when you harvest peas, you're running around a mile per hour. Are these slow moving, or are they
They're
run
not
pretty
as
quick?
slow. They're anywhere between 3.5 and 5.5 miles an hour.
Okay.
So they clip right along, and 2 of them will keep a dump cart busy. So that's why we've got the crop shuttle on demo from Central or Sand County Equipment.
So I see, like many things, we've got some big drive tires on them, and then tracks are becoming popular almost on all machines. So you can see that.
Vogel actually built one machine with tracks on it for a guy in Michigan, and I actually scratch built one many years ago, and I've always just wanted one with tracks on it, so it kind of worked out that they actually built one, and I ended up with one.
So the machines work their way across the field. Imagine just like in our garden, there are lots of vines just laying out across the field with the cucumbers on them.
Yes, and then there's 2 snapping rolls at the top of the head right here that'll actually snap the cucumbers off the vine, and then they'll go on a cross chain and into the center of the machine. And in the back there will be a set of sizing chains that'll size the cucumbers between 0 and 2 1/8 inch diameter.
Okay.
And anything over 2 1/8 inches goes out the back,
Yeah, we can see
along with
some
any
of them
vines.
out here in the field.
Yes.
And so they just drop out this chain right out the back and
Yep.
back onto the ground.
Yep.
I like how you've contoured the field. We've got a higher spot that they haven't planted, just in grass, and machines are.
A little bit steep for the $700,000 to be rolling over.
You definitely wouldn't want to roll one. So I guess we can see here that it's got a kind of return, so the cucumbers come up and underneath and are sorted and then drop back into a hopper.
Great.
And then
They'll come out the side.
just like in grain and silage where you're wanting to keep your machine going nonstop, it looks like we've got traditional Oxbow dump cart.
Yep. Nothing too fancy there.
And then what model tractor is pulling it?
8270R Tier 4. And inside the cab there's a scale, Green Star monitor, clipboard for load tickets for the trucks, a lunch box, and box of paper towels.
Very nice. That's some great detail. And so then this is kind of new technology on the Challenger up here by the road.
Yep. That's a demo from Ziegler Equipment, and then the crop shuttle is a demo from Sand County Equipment.
So what can you tell us about the crop shuttle?
The crop shuttle is made by Kringstad Ironworks out of North Dakota, and it was originally designed for beets, but they've brought a couple around to my neck of the woods for demoing in carrots, potatoes, cucumbers, and they've actually sold one to the carrot farm in the neighborhood, and they had it specially ordered to fit their purpose.
And then you can also use it for grain. Yeah.
Correct. If you change the belting in the front to a solid belt, you can use it as a grain cart as well.
And so does 3600, is that how many bushels it holds?
It holds 36 tons of
Okay.
beets. That's what it's rated for.
We've got the big 600 horsepower MT 875E
Yes.
pulling it.
Our 875 on the farm was kind of at the shop getting a head gasket done. It was terrible.
So they harvest, what time of year are the cucumbers harvested, or?
Late July to early September. They're planted about May, and they're a 60-day crop roughly, a little bit more.
And so you've got a, very large field showing the expanse that these machines are working across, and now we can see some lines through the field, and what does that represent? Or?
Everything up by me is irrigated, and because 2 4x8s is only 6 acres in scale, I wanted to show just a portion of the field. So you've got 3 pivot tracks running through to give the idea that this is only a small corner of the field.
And we can see the other side of the harvesters here as they work up. So then, just like corn and beans, you've got a headland then that they
Yeah.
work around first and cut off and then start going back and forth?
Yeah, we'll plant a 24-row headland just to give plenty of space to drive around, because a real-life cucumber harvester is about 45 feet long, so you kind of need some room to turn that baby around.
That's about 60 feet then?
Yeah.
And then, what do you plant? Do you use a corn planter, or how do you plant the?
The farm that this is modeled after uses a stack fold 12-row back planter, a John
Okay.
Deere. So that's in theory what I would use as well.
Got a semi truck, and now is this hauling the
Yeah,
pickles away? Or?
that would actually be coming back to the field empty,
Okay.
and then we've got one truck loaded and ready to head out.
So do they use a live bottom trailer, or?
The guys up by me use a live bottom, but I've seen them hauled in hopper bottoms, and I didn't have time or money to have live bottoms.
So do you just open up the bottom and?
Yeah, they'll get flushed out
Okay.
with water.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you.
Multi-purpose
Yeah,
use. Nice service truck.
yeah, bring the house and the whole home. Never get caught with your pants down.
Well, except in the outhouse over here, right?
Right?
So it's is this farm owned? Does a farm own these, or a
Yes.
canning company, or how does it
Willowbrook
work?
Farms in theory would own
Okay.
these.
And that's your kind of
Ye-
home big
yes.
display, and so they harvest in the region for multiple farms that are on
Yes.
contract for the cucumbers.
Yeah. We'll subcontract out acres if we don't have enough of our own acres.
And then we've got the more semi trucks. Are these?
They're all owner operators. The farm
Okay.
doesn't own any semis because it's too big of a tax risk in finding people to drive them that are
Sure.
qualified.
And again, then these go to the plant and are filled up with water and flushed out.
Yes.
And then I guess they go in a tank to be pickled, or?
They'll get graded and sized a little bit more closely than just 0 to 2 1/8, and then they'll get sized and sorted and shipped out accordingly, unless they're at the tank yard, and then they'll go into vats for
Okay.
pickling.
So then looks like we've got some other style trucks and Vogel machines, but it looks like they're set up to harvest something different.
Yeah, those are actually carrot harvesters that were done by Bailey Wiltfang, and he brought them along to show me, and they ended up sitting in my field corner because that's
They look
just
nice.
where they ended up.
Well, thank you for the tour of the
Not-
display, and it's, I really enjoy seeing different types of farming, and the National always is great for seeing things beyond just corn and bean harvesting, and definitely have had a lot of great vegetable displays over the years here, including yours today.
I tried.
Well, thanks a lot, Pierce, and
Thank you, Jay.
we'll look forward to seeing more of the Willowbrook farm on
We'll
Toy
see
Tractor Times and Toy Talk.
Let's see what we can make happen.
Thanks.